How are you? I'm so excited to be here with you on this holiday Friday. I know I'm wearing the same earrings, but I love them. And I have, um, anyway, doesn't matter. How are you? I am excited to bring to you what the cornerstone of a successful real estate business is. It's probably not what you think. But as we get started, I want to be very clear with you on a big opportunity that I have for you. If you are ready to become a listing queen, and here's what that means. You're going to be getting listings regularly, first several per month. Then you're going to start getting several per week. If that is like, that sounds delicious to you, if that sounds like, oh yes, please, 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 I have created what I'm calling Listing Queen Live. It is an in real life, in person conference, 2 days, October 2nd and October 3rd in Richmond, Virginia. And let me tell you, what is awaiting you is an immersive, transformational experience where you will leave knowing how to attract sellers to, like, not only just say, yeah, I want her to be my, like, they're craving you to be their listing agent. And I'm going to have lead gen, simplest lead gen ever. I'm going to have the best image consultant there because we're women and it's only going to be women there. And let me tell you, if you've been to She's Unstoppable Live in 2019, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I put on a show for you. And what I mean by that is the reason that you want to come is because not only are you going to be able to go back home and know precisely what to do, what to stop doing in order to attract homeowners to you, but you are also going to be able to network with other success-minded women because there are two types of women that are coming. Okay. I mean, everybody is welcome, but you might be thinking, is it really for me? Let me clear that up. And then I'm going to get to exactly what the cornerstone of your business is, of your successful real estate businesses. Okay. There are two types of women who are coming. The first one, and these are, really my clients. The first one are the people who are already getting lots of listings and they are making 200, 300, 500, over $1 million a year. So you're getting a lot of listing, but you're exhausted. You're like, Jan, like, y'all come to me and you're like, hey, you were a listing queen. Yes, I closed over 1,000 deals in my career. You were a listing queen, Jan. Tell me, how do you do this without working 24/7? How do you do this without sacrificing time on vacation? Like, my family's mad at me all the time when we go on vacation, my earrings falling off. And so I am excited to help you, if that is you, to get out of people pleasing, get out of taking overpriced listings. Okay. Because to the world, everybody's like, dang, look how successful she is. But you're tired. So that if that's you, you will absolutely gain so much from coming to Listing Queen Live. Okay. And if you are this second kind of gal, which is you're either buyer heavy or you have just for whatever reason been apprehensive to move forward with listings because for whatever reason, there are so many myths out there like, oh my gosh, listings are so hard. Let me tell you something. My clients know listings, when you know really how to put it all together, are so simple. And so if you have been shying away from listings for whatever reason, and or you are buyer heavy and you're like, I feel like you have to be a big team in order to get listings because, I mean, look, Susie and her team constantly get listings or whatever. This conference is for you. And the great news is that only until Monday at midnight, Labor Day weekend special, ladies, you pay for one ticket and you get two. So you can think of it as 2 for 1 or buy one, get one free, or 2 for 1. Same thing. And it ends Monday at midnight Eastern. Okay. So do not delay. There are going to be hundreds of women in that room, and we're going to be ready to be so immersed. What does it mean to be immersed? Why do I keep saying that? I want you to picture, because it's summer as I'm recording this. I want you to picture that you, during this Labor Day weekend, are going to be poolside. You're going to be poolside. And you have an option, like you're sweating hot. And you have an option to dip your toe in. And when you do that, you're not totally immersing your body, but you'll feel a little relief from dipping your toe in, right? Or you're going to freaking jump in or dive in, and your whole body gets in the water. And wow, now you're really fully cooled off, and it feels so good. So and the correlation to that is many times we dip our toe in listings. We dip our toe in. And what you're going to learn is how to fully immerse yourself into listings. And it's like you're unlocking so much opportunity. And that is the benefit of coming. And you're not going to do it alone, right? If you sign up this weekend, like today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday by midnight, you will be able to grab your peer, your business bestie, bring them along. So if you have a team, you can bring some members of your team along. If you have, if you're an independent agent and you have an assistant, bring her along. Because, I mean, I only want it to be women realtors or your assistant. That's it. Because many times your assistant doesn't really understand the intricacies of the why of what you might ask him or her to do, but actually only her, because we're going to do some things that only apply to women. So if you have a male assistant, sorry, they can't come. But if you have a female assistant, then you can bring her along, because it's going to be like uncovering the why behind the simplest path to be like attracting listings to you. So there are 3 ticket options. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want to show you. So we are 31 days to Listing Queen Live, where we're going to have it. We're going to have hundreds of you there, and it's going to be an essential transformational experience. It's the place for you to be. And the last event I did, I had Tracy Tudor of Bravo TV's $1 Million Listing LA and her broker, Dottie Herman, who is now retired. But Forbes named her the richest self-made woman. And I have some surprises up my sleeve for this event as well. But at that event, we had over 500. But I want you to know that if, there's 3 different levels of your experience, because I want everybody to come. Every woman who has a heart to really want to help people, sell their homes successfully, I want you to have your option to come to this event. And so there's 3 ticket options. The general admission is $197. So this, ladies, is unheard of. I mean, the value that you're going to get, each ticket should be thousands. But again, my heart wants to have as many of you come. So if you get 1 ticket for $197, you get the entire 2-day experience in the room, and you get lunch on both days. First come, first serve seating. So you bring your biz bestie, boom, for $197. Okay. If you want the VIP experience, that is $397. It is the most popular ticket. You do get 2-day VIP access. So you get reserved seating, and you get the Listing Queen notebook and a Listing Queen U package. And what that means is that I have a like a little package for you that is a quick cheat sheet, if you will, with the things that you're going to learn so that you have it readily available so that you can become a listing queen. So it's listing queen you, YOU, and that is $397. And then if you want to have the very best experience, I have VIP Platinum. And actually, there's only 9 tickets remaining. So we'll have to change that. In fact, let me make a note for my assistant to change that. But we only have 9 of these tickets available. And again, if you sign up for this experience, this ticket before Monday at midnight, for $797, 2 of you get everything that I've already mentioned, plus a photo meet and greet with me and some VIP guests that you're going to want to meet, as well as the premium swag bag and an intimate day 1 lunch, because both days you get lunch. But on day 1, you get to be in the round table for a very upscale coaching VIP lunch. Okay, so that's $797. So anyway, if you sign up for the VIP Platinum, then you get to, and I have to change that to VIP Platinum. VIP Platinum gets to come to a reception the night before October 1st. And then day 1 begins October 2nd, 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern. And then day 2 is Thursday, 9 to 4 p.m. Okay. So it's just going to be amazing. All right. Let me get to cornerstone. What is the cornerstone? The cornerstone of successful real estate businesses. So I want you to know, and I want you to write this down. I want you to write down the connection is the catalyst for your growth in your business, right? And I want you to know that that is essential. Connection is the cornerstone. Connection is essential. And so when you think about a cornerstone, I want you to understand that the definition of cornerstone is that it is essential to the success and stability. Okay, so in case of building, in the case of building a building, every building foundation starts with a cornerstone around which all the other stones are laid. Okay. And so, with respect to your business, it is essential to the success and stability, which means the leverage and the longevity and the consistency of your business. Okay. So, in fact, connection is the cornerstone of growth. Okay. And it is all about building meaningful connections, sincere, heartfelt connections. And that is essential, not just a nice to have. Okay. And I want to kind of share with you that when you're thinking about the word cornerstone, I want you to think of this. When you think of medicine, patient care is the cornerstone of healthcare. Justice is the cornerstone of our legal system. Critical thinking is the cornerstone of education. And so education wouldn't be what it is without critical thinking. The legal system wouldn't be what it is without justice. Healthcare wouldn't be what it is without patient care. Likewise, your successful business cannot be what it is without meaningful, sincere connection. Okay, so I want you to really, kind of embrace that. And the thing is that the reason that I'm doing this video is because I really want you to understand that many times we think that we have to nail our messaging, we have to nail our content first, and then we can connect, right? And it's like we spend, so many of my clients spend so much time like thinking about, what am I going to post? And that is backwards, because connection needs to come first, which is why I'm calling it, and I know that it is the essential cornerstone, because when you go to make marketing or messaging without the cornerstone of connection with people, without having dialogue with people, you could be missing the mark. Okay. You could be, instead of connecting, you could be buying these little marketing things for $99 a month or $40 a month. And you're just taking that which has already been put together for you because you think, oh, this will be great marketing and messaging. But in actuality, it falls flat. And the reason for that is because it looks like everybody else's. It looks like the mediocre many. Okay. And what I'm encouraging you, come to Listing Queen Live because you're going to learn how to be among the fantastic few. Okay. And so when you approach your business focusing on connection first, sincere connection, then you can be in dialogue with people, listen to what they say, write it down, and then your messaging and marketing will speak directly to what your clients, to what your neighbors actually think about real estate right now. And wouldn't that be making you set apart? Like, make them think, dang, this chick really gets me. She gets my thoughts about real estate, and she has really explained it in a way that I like. Like, she gets me. I understand that I was thinking of it a little from a fear perspective, perhaps, right? And ladies, when we start with connection first, and again, I'm going to teach you, I teach all my clients how to do it, and you get to come to this freaking conference to get behind the scenes of what to say when you meet with people, how to present yourself as an authority, no matter how many deals you've done or haven't done. Okay. So fine tuning your messaging and marketing happens when you connect. Now, I want to read this quote to you. I have about 3 minutes left, so stick with me because this could make the very difference for you even today. The difference, or I'm sorry, money, the money that you make, sorry, I just got a text. The money you make, okay, is in direct proportion to your willingness to fail, look silly or stupid, or feel weird. Oh my gosh. Now, how many of you have ever felt like you didn't fit in? Me, I felt like I didn't fit in. Me, did you ever feel like you don't fit in or didn't fit in? Well, that's weird, right? Because we feel like we feel weird because we didn't fit in, okay? So I'm going to read that again. The money that you make is in direct proportion to your willingness to feel weird, fail, and look stupid. Because all of that is just you being hard on yourself. I want you to really notice that. Because I guarantee you, nobody is thinking you look weird. Nobody is watching your supposed fails. Because the fact of the matter is, they care about them. They're thinking about them. Okay. And so, what I want to encourage you to do is say, okay, I know that failure is money in the bank. Oh my gosh, failure is money in the bank? Yes. Because the more you fail, okay, and by the way, what you think of as failure isn't really failure. Because the beautiful thing about building a business, ladies, oh, please know this, is that failure is part of the game. I look at entrepreneurship as a game, and it's fun. It's fun. The more I fail, meaning I don't get my desired outcome, the better off I am. And the more I fail, the closer I am to making my goal. Because that's the truth. Why? Because failure is just like subjective. Because you might think it's a failure if you only have, one closing this month. And somebody else would say, dang, I wish I had a closing this month. You might think it's a failure because you only have 7. I have a client yesterday who said, I only have 7 closings this month. Like, what? 7 closings is fantastic, but she's been having 9 per month. And she's like, ooh, I slipped. Like, stop it. Right? So it is subjective, right? But the thing about failure, in addition to it being really subjective, and you're too hard on yourself, let's admit that, is that when you take an action and you don't get the desired outcome and you feel like it's a fail, then you get to tweak and stay with it and do it a little differently. And then you're stacking. You're stacking what you used to think of as failure, but you're actually stacking experience, experience, experience. And as you are willing to fail and look silly, which is only in your judgment, by the way, then you are guaranteed success because it means you're staying in action. And the top realtors, the fantastic few, the listing queens, are failing every day. They're taking chances. They're getting it done. They're reaching out and connecting with other people. Okay. So the last point I'm going to leave with you is this. There's so much power in being belly to belly, shoulder to shoulder, nose to nose, eye to eye with people. Okay. That is connection. So whether you send a weekly email, whether you show up live on your choice of social media, whether you're meeting with people regularly and connecting with people in your market, it's all worthwhile, especially when you ask open-ended questions and then be quiet and listen to what they're saying. Because then whatever they say is going to be beautiful, perfect content / marketing / messaging for you. Okay. So if you have questions, whether you're with me live or you're watching this at 2 a.m., I want you to be like, this made me think of a question that I would love answered. And I want you to put it in the comments or message me because I will get right back. I will get right back with you. Okay. So I wish you a phenomenally amazing weekend, holiday weekend. I'd love to know what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing. I am going to be working on this Listing Queen Live. I'm going to work on it all weekend. Like I'll just take breaks here and there, but that is my heart. And I'm pouring in, like I'll say 70% of my waking hours between now and then, 31 days away, because I want it to be, and I promise and guarantee you it will be so transformational, so immersive, and so safe. So if you're shy and like, gosh, I'd love to come, but I'm shy, you are going to feel welcome. You are going to feel loved. And it's going to be amazing. So I hope to see you there. I hope to see your name come through. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.